I'm not complaining about this one. See, I'm talking about a TV show this time, not just movies. My tagline's finally true. So for those of you who don't know, The Chosen is a series about the life of Jesus Christ and his apostles, and basically goes through the books of the gospel from the Bible, and is created by Dallas Jenkins, who is a screenwriter, a director, and has experience in the filmmaking industry. This show originally started out as a crowdfunded project by Angel Studios, where a bunch of people donated for the show to be made, and Angel Studios was helping to distribute it. And the show premiered as a web series on its own website for free for anyone to watch, has also been broadcast on many other streaming services, and also on the CW TV network. The show has garnered a lot of attention, being one of the most well-revered faith-based shows of all time. It had its own convention, and every episode of season 4 was released in theaters, which I was actually able to see when they were coming out. And to be completely honest right up front, I loved this show. This is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I think that a lot more people ought to watch it, especially people who are of the Christian faith. When I was in college, I was recommending this to my friends in my church group, and the people that I know who have seen it absolutely love it. It is such a great depiction of biblical times, transliterating all the works in the Gospels. I think it does an incredible job of what it's setting out to do. And for faith-based entertainment, it is leaps and bounds better than some of the other slop we've had to put up with over the past years.
Hey, Scotty. Jesus, man.
I keep going because I know that they are in heaven. That there is a heaven, that it's real. Real? This room is real. This is real.
So Dallas Jenkins broke news recently that there is a lot in store for fans of The Chosen, and I thought this was interesting to talk about. 5 and 2 Studios is the new production company that will be overseeing the continuation of this series moving forward, such as the Moses show that is expected to get 3 seasons, the Joseph limited series, the Chosen Adventures animated show, and the Chosen sequel series that is meant to revolve around Paul and the Apostles. The Chosen currently has 4 seasons that have been released, and 3 more are on the way, as this has always been the plan, according to Jenkins himself. And a lot of people heard all this news and were really quick to point and laugh at it. Because, okay, let's be real. Franchises, cinematic universes, these are overkill at this point, and this is unfortunately becoming a plague in the Hollywood sphere. There are so many different people who are trying to capture the same magic as the MCU, and the MCU is even struggling to maintain its magic even currently. But DC and Star Wars and even Universal's Monsters have attempted this numerous times, and not all of them have succeeded. So why is it that suddenly a religious show is trying to do this with multiple other shows? Is this just another cash grab move? Honestly, I don't think so. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm in the heads of these producers, and I understand every single move that they're trying to make. They're playing 4D chess, and none of you idiots know what they're doing. No, what I'm trying to say is I think this move is a little bit more sincere and maybe not quite as greedy or corporate as some people are accusing it of being. For example, Dallas Jenkins partnered with Angel Studios to get the first few seasons of The Chosen off the ground, and he mainly did this to operate outside the Hollywood sector because nobody would produce the show for him. Then he was able to get to a certain point where he had his own production company, Come and See, and now he's launching this new one, 5 and 2, which by the way gets its name from the 5 loaves and 2 fish from the Sermon on the Mount, which will be carrying the future projects moving forward. Now, I will point out, is this a lot for them to chew after they've taken this bite? Yeah, it certainly is. They were focused on 1 season at a time of one show as it was, and they were doing pretty good. Can they handle all these other projects at once? And is Dallas Jenkins going to be actually heavily involved in them? Or will he just be kind of like a Kevin Feige for this universe? Hard to say, but I don't think it's nearly as daunting as if it were another company like Disney or Warner Brothers or Lionsgate or Sony or any of these people out there had they made the same announcement. Like I said, distribution for The Chosen has been free for everyone because they just want people to see this show and be inclined to read the Bible. The first episode right away indicates that this is a transliteration of the Bible. This is not a substitute for the Bible. We encourage you to please go read the Bible and to use the show in conjunction with your Bible reading. But they're making so many projects. There's so many that they're confirming. Are they even going to be all that good? And you were always quick to criticize several other universes for doing too much at once and saying that franchising is a problem. Why are you suddenly defending this one? This is a series that works in a different way than the MCU does. With the MCU, the promise is always what's next. What is the big culmination event? In phase 1, it was establishing Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Captain America so we could culminate in the Avengers. But with this, it doesn't feel like they're trying to build to some huge crescendo. These are passion projects that people are trying to make just to cover these biblical stories. Think about it like this. If you had Patriots Day, Oppenheimer, American Sniper, and Bohemian Rhapsody, would you call those a franchise? But they're all based on true stories. So technically, they're all in the same timeline, but they're not connected. Yes, all different studios made those, but the point is, this is based on history, and if you're pulling from one overarching source, then yeah, things technically are connected, but that doesn't mean that they're just part of a larger story. This franchise that Dallas Jenkins is trying to create doesn't seem to be like the same thing as the MCU or any of these other projects. It's not like we're establishing Joseph, Moses, and then we're gonna hear about Paul, and then we're gonna hear about Adam and Eve, and they're all gonna meet up with Jesus in the big Revelation movie that will end this franchise forever in the most climactic battle you've ever seen. No, they are making more shows because they probably are in a position where that is a possibility now. Maybe they've reached out to other creators who will head these up and make this a possibility. There are plenty of ideas that Dallas Jenkins has talked about wanting to do after he finishes The Chosen for a while now, so I'm not surprised that they're already starting all these other things. Oh, and by the way, I think they're making something with Bear Grylls. I forgot to mention that, but apparently that's happening too. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but yeah. So when people are saying this is the most corporate move you could possibly do, I highly reject that idea. Maybe there is some element to that in some capacity, but I genuinely think this is made in good faith, pun intended, and that this isn't just a money grab machine trying to capitalize off of a popular show. These guys are literally just working to make accurate biblical depiction projects for people to watch for free because that is the end goal of what they're trying to do. In my honest opinion, I'm very much starved for projects that will paint Christianity in a good light, make me resonate with it through my faith, and not just be preachy pieces of garbage like God's Not Dead and every Kirk Cameron movie, and not be a complete mockery of my faith like a lot of more mainstream Hollywood films have done, and plenty of horror movies have as well. Outside of The Chosen and Passion of the Christ, Christian films are very scarce when it comes to actual quality. You got maybe Prince of Egypt, and I really enjoyed Jesus Revolution last year, but other than that, there aren't a lot that make it to the mainstream and are actually of good quality. I'm hoping that with all these people backing these projects, that they will be just as good, if not better than The Chosen, and that we can have actual talent behind them so they don't come off as cheap pieces of crap trying to propagate dogma, but instead will use the storytelling medium to enrich audiences and allow people who are of the Christian faith to connect with the stories on a deeper level and maybe present it so that secular audiences can maybe get a better understanding of what all this is about. So let me know down in the comments whether you saw this originally and laughed, but now after seeing my video, maybe you're on the same side as me, or maybe you completely disagree with me still and there's something that I'm clearly not getting that you would like to share, then go ahead, leave that comment down below. I'd love to check it out, and obviously don't go at each other's throats over this. I know religion is a sore subject for some people, but it's very important to me, and it's very important to a lot of people, so let's just be respectful about it in the comments. Whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, atheist, secularist, it doesn't matter. Don't start an argument for no reason. But yeah, I just want to talk about this for a bit, so click the links in the description if you want to follow me on other accounts. Leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more videos like this, and until next time, God be with you, and take care.